Good morning. Happy Friday. That wasn't really convincing, was it? Um, Good morning, Rodney. I love you. I watched the sermon this morning. It was great. And it's about like trusting, and you can't sit still and trust. I've been like, for so long, like this last almost 2 years, I'll like, while I'm in a season of my life, I'll label it. I'll write down, okay, this is a season of trusting in God. This is a season of patience. This is a season of whatever season I'm going to call it. And I'm starting to realize that I don't get to label the season I'm in to make me comfortable with the process I'm going through. I mean, as long as I'm staying clean and going through the process and trusting in God, and when I go through whatever I'm going through in my head, insecurities or whatever it may be, I'm doing the things that has gotten me this far, then that season will be what it's going to be. I know all the words and cliches, most of them, not all, but so it's easy for me to, when somebody's going through a season of their life, to label it for them, in which I'm wrong. It's just a control thing. I'm realizing it's just this fake wisdom. It's a way to try to be like, okay, I know what's going on here. This is how I'm going, this is what I'm going to apply. And then maybe that'll make me feel better about the season I'm in. And I can always go back and say, well, at least it's not that season of my life. This season of my life that I'm in, you know, I've been saying, well, if I didn't get through this and that, I wouldn't be able to be in this season. That's true. But I think like with each season that I go through, it's like, it's just as hard as the last one. It feels harder than the last one. I mean, who's to say that I couldn't go through this season of my life, you know, 6 months into my recovery? I don't know. Like, I'd like to believe I could. What I'm learning in this season is the most important thing. The fuck-ups that I keep making, the character defects and insecurities that come out. That word surrender it's a powerful word. But the only way I'm going to ever be able to, I think, at least from when I look back, to really turn something over to God, to let go and let God, the only way I'm ever going to be able to do that is if I truly understand the concept of surrender. Like, I have to surrender to my disease. But what does that mean? You know, I had to surrender to drugs and alcohol, which means I had to stop using them completely. And then I had to accept that I was an addict. But like, there are seasons of my life since I've gotten clean that, what is the fucking difference between drugs and people or places or things? How do I stop that movie from playing in my head in which I'm creating the scenes? And I believe the answer is that, isn't trust. I thought I was going through a season of trust, and I found myself saying it over and over again, and then one after the next until, and how long do I want to keep making bad decisions and calling it, well, I was supposed to do that, so I feel better about, until I change. I tend to say, like, everything happens exactly the way it was intended. And this is true, but God's not making me do anything. I can fuck around and say that, like, all these bad behaviors God had something to do with. And that's not true at all. And I can downplay bad behaviors like, well, at least it wasn't drugs. That phrase, "but did you die," is comes to mind, like, "but did you die?" All that's designed for is to make me not hate myself, like not be in such a high point of shame. I believe there are levels of shame for me. And when I say things like, "Why did I do that? What was I thinking?" I envy people that can laugh about things, and hopefully I get there. Clearly I'm way early in my recovery, and I wonder if, like, when I put myself in situations, am I restarting my recovery? Is my recovery only the distance from the last time I used? And I don't believe that's to be the case anymore. Like, I'm starting to believe that this is, when they say this just for today thing, it's a just for today thing. What areas of my life have I activated my disease? I heard somebody say. And what am I doing to be better? Because when I sit here and say it's about trust, like, I do trust God. I do believe in God. Like, I can say that with conviction. Of course I trust God. But am I trusting Him enough? Like, somebody asked me, "Hey, when you're about to do something, like send a message or get pulled over right now, well, getting pulled over, more will be revealed."